Right team, we are back. 40 something UK. Welcome back to the channel. The channel where you're 40 something and you thought you had your life together. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. This week's episode is my longest run ever. 32,010 meters. What does that look like? That is just over 4 hours. So that's, I believe it was 4 hours and 8 minutes. 32 kilometers is pretty much bang on 20 miles. So I'm only 10k, sort of 6 miles away from doing full marathon distance. The week before last, I did 24 kilometers, which is about 15 miles. I got to the 16 kilometer mark, all fine. I'd fasted at the time, so I took my time, zone 2. I thought I'd pick up the pace in the last 45 minutes, and what a mistake that was. Hit the wall pretty much instantly. Last 8 kilometers, so 5 miles, because I know where I was along the canal, was horrendous. Just no energy, legs feeling heavy, the usual. So this time when I did my 32k, I managed to actually get to the 24 kilometer mark, so the 15 mile mark, and I should have seen it coming really. I had 2,000 calories, so I had some flapjack bites and a meal deal. So I had some, so I think it was tuna pasta. I had an electrolyte drink and some other bits. So it's about 2,000 calories. But at the 3 hour mark, I looked at my watch. It was bang on 3 hours, 24k, and I'd used 2,100 calories roughly on my watch. Definitely hit the wall. So again, funny old thing, the last 8 kilometers was absolutely horrendous. So didn't enjoy that, but pushed through it. And this week I did 22 kilometers, and that took me just over 2.5 hours. So what's the so what of that situation? I'm definitely improving. Literally a week later, I managed to do another 5 miles, 8 kilometers without hitting the wall. So I'm to 24 kilometers now. So in my training plan, I don't think I go any higher than 32 kilometers. To be fair, I don't think there'd be any advantage in me doing any further than that. What I really need to concentrate now on is, I believe, fartlek type training, which I did today, which was 90 seconds slow after a 10-minute warm-up, then 5 minutes faster pace, and did 8 reps of that. So yeah, I think it's strength in my legs in general for that. So yeah, really good progress. My next port of call will be actually learning what nutrition I actually need. So yeah, tune in for, I think, an updated nutrition fact-finding mission. I'm really enjoying these longer runs. I'm finding starting off the initial first hour really slow, actually fine now. I'm settling into it a lot quicker. So yeah, if you've got any questions, please put them below, or if you've got any advice as to how to fuel. I'm looking into carb gels, seeing how much of that I might require. Yeah, that's probably going to need, I'll initially look into that on ChatGPT. But apart from that, I will show you some of the stats, which I'll record from a screen share from my phone. But I wish you happy days. So this is the rundown of my long runs, starting with this 16.2 kilometer run at average pace of 7:25 kilometers. Although I'm trying to keep my heart rate as low as possible. Let's have a look at the charts. So I was quite a lot slower than the training app wanted me to be, which I kind of just wanted to get through the 16k, to be fair, which was, as you can see, this the 5:25. That's the base where I should have been at, and I was a lot slower than that. But I'm quite happy that it did, as you can see by the heart rate here. It did take me quite a while to settle in. So, I mean, it took me about an hour to settle down. And then, as you can see from about the hour mark, actually, my heart rate, I think, was a nice sort of rhythm, as it were. We're good for aerobic. Don't need to worry about elevation because it was... I still don't fully understand the performance condition, if I'm to be honest. Same with cadence. As you can see, I did have to walk a few times just to try and keep my heart rate down as best as I could. And then here you are in the... I wanted to keep it as low in the zone as I could, zone 2, just to get used to that pace. So these are the stats for my half marathon. 24 kilometers, average 6:20 per kilometer. Just under 1900 calories, 2.5 hours. So again, there's the line at just under the 5-minute kilometer mark. So I was quite a way under again, but I just wanted to get through it. Although of note, I reckon I got to the 16-kilometer mark, and the last 8 kilometers was just horrendous. Although heart rate was not too bad, although I don't know how that should be exactly on the line. I'm not 100% sure, but there's no really crazy spikes in there. Again, aerobic training effect, not a lot on the elevation, performance condition, cadence. Probably need to look into that a little bit more. But again, so I had to walk a couple of times just to keep my heart rate down. And then here we are. So I did have, towards the end, my heart rate was going absolutely crazy. So again, I would have probably wanted to do that a little bit slower, if I'm to be honest. So these are the stats for my 32k run, average 7:45 a kilometer, 2,500 calories, just under 4 hours and 10 minutes. So as you can see from here, I should have been quite a bit quicker, but I got to the 24 kilometer point at this time. I had taken me about 3 hours to get there. And actually, when I looked at my calorie expenditure, I know I'd eaten about 2,000 calories beforehand. So when I looked at when I kind of felt like I'd hit the wall at the 24 kilometer mark, 3 hours, I'd expended 2,100 calories. So again, I think I've probably hit the wall again there. Although the week before I'd hit the wall at 16 kilometers and I had to go 24. This time I've hit the wall at 24 kilometers and but both times I had 8 kilometers left to go. Heart rate, again, I mean, there are some crazy peaks and troughs there, but yeah, just try to keep my heart rate as on a level as possible. Again, another canal. Performance condition, I mean, I'd probably need to, again, look into that because I'm not entirely sure how bad that is or how I can improve it, I suppose. And it did actually drop quite a bit because the sun went down, so that actually got pretty cold in the end. I did have to walk at the end because at parts because my legs were just, I mean, on another level. And then in the zones, again, maybe a fair balance. Maybe it could have been a little bit better. I was pretty happy, I only had 10 more kilometers to go, and that's me done a marathon, you know. So I was at the 20-mile mark, and yeah, so that is the 3 long runs that I've done. Tended to hit the wall on 2 occasions, 8k from the end, which I think can be improved by fueling, so that's real positive. Just the last summary of my long runs. This has been a few weeks now in the long runs. You will have seen the video by now about me fasting, but what I've discovered from my long runs is that unless you know how to get yourself into a fasted state, trying to run with zero carbs in your system from fasting, it's probably a bad idea. Your body doesn't really know how to transfer from burning carbs to burning fat. So that's generally, I think now, why I hit the wall. So I try and, well, a carb load now anyway, but again, I realised I sort of had 2,000 calories before my run, and I still ran out of carbs. Again, it's always at the 8k, 5 miles from the end. I've had that on 2 occasions now. So yeah, so in summary, I've really got to work hard now on my fueling my body correctly. But I'm hoping now that my body's going to be more efficient at switching to burning the small amount of carbs that I'll be putting in. So I want to put in the right amount of carbs, especially in my long runs, so that I am not having too many carbs sat in my body. It won't be overnight, but just in general. And it's got a little old lady trying to race me on the inside of a roundabout. Interesting. She was going for it. Pam, her name is, I think. That's what says on her registration plate. Interesting. Dear Pamela, what's she up to? So yeah. So fueling's my next game. I'm pretty happy with my 24k and my 32k runs. So yeah, it's all good. I've been trying to keep away from from injuries, and yeah, that's part of the other video, but I can add this in another video. But yeah, I think it's all about my fueling post, pre and post, and also my recovery drinks. I've just bought a load of recovery sachets and things, but again, they're full of sugar, so I don't know how that's going to go, but we will see. That can be a separate video. Thanks for being here again, guys. Always appreciate it. Take it easy. See you soon.